evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Mahoning Drive-In Theater, the largest single-screen drive-in in the United States. We're certainly glad you could be with us this evening, and don't forget the concession stand is open with all kinds of great things to eat and drink.
Hi, folks. I'm Rico.
I'm Nacho.
He's Peppy.
See?
You can find us at the concession stand in the lobby.
Along with all sorts of other tasty goodies.
See?
Ricos Nachos, a refreshingly new and different snack discovery. Chock full of high-quality ingredients, crisp, fresh tortilla chips, covered with creamy aged cheddar cheese, topped off with zesty jalapeno pepper rings. Ricos Nachos, out of sight.
Remember, folks, we're the new star at the snack bar, Ricos Nachos, a new taste treat you can't beat.
See?
Ricos Nachos, on sale at the snack bar now.
89.3 Mahoning Drive-In Radio, your old pal Virgil welcoming you back once again for another exciting episode of the podcast. As you guys know, the only podcast dedicated to the love and revival of our beloved drive-in culture. Joined as always by my co-host and general manager extraordinaire, Mark. Say hello, my friend.
Rico!
Rico is right. We have a very special podcast episode for you guys and a very special season opener for you guys. If you haven't seen or heard yet, yes, the king of the Mahoning lot is making his very first appearance in person, at least. You guys see him every single night that the Mahoning runs with that classic snack bar ad. And let me tell you, Ricos Products, as a company, as a whole, has been such incredible supporters of our preservation efforts here at the Mahoning Drive-In Theater. And we finally get to bring them into the fold as they will be joining us on April 10th and 11th. Not only will Rico be there, we will also have the Ricos Nachos truck, which is literally like the Oscar Mayer Wienermobile, but overflowing with nachos and jalapenos. So today we are joined by Rico family member, literally, Megan Petri MacDiarmid. Welcome, Megan. Thank you for making the time.
Of course. Thank y'all for having me.
Oh my gosh, we are so excited. And we really got to gauge it. Like, is this like fandom that we have around Rico? Like, are you guys talking about around the office? Like, these people, I'm telling you.
Yes, but in a good way. Like, because here's the thing. Like, I obviously have been around this my whole life. I grew up with this from the day I was born.
Yep.
But like, it still amazes me when people get so excited about this brand or this food or like recognize Rico, the mascot. Like, after all these years, like when I see it, it's still like, wow, they know us. It's such a cool feeling.
It is such an amazing thing. And like something that I say this all the time about the Mahoning. There are certain things that we've been blessed to be branded as that you couldn't pay for. You know, this kind of symbol of cool, if you will.
Exactly.
And Rico, like, I don't know what it is, but it just captured the imagination of our audience. And you guys will see it on display whenever the Rico's ad comes up, which is every night. The audience yells Rico at the top of their lungs, and it like echoes throughout the lot. So it's gonna be something else. So we wanted to pick your brain a little bit, being that you've been in the Rico family for so long. Why don't you start at the beginning? What's your role now, and how did you come to be in this role?
Currently, I am the vice president of marketing, and it just kind of happened organically when you grow up in this family, and so much of the business and personal was kind of intertwined because vacations were actually trade shows that we went on as a family.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you know, you just learn to love it more than I think you would if you weren't so intertwined with it. And I just adored my grandparents. My grandpa and my grandma were my favorite people on earth. My grandma was my best friend. My grandpa was like the biggest influence that I've got in life. So growing up so close to them and watching them do this and just being amazed, it's all I've ever wanted to do. There was not really any other path in life that I could see for myself. So every decision I made through school and degrees that I got and, you know, things that I did was always with the goal of ending up at Ricos and being a part of this.
Oh, that's so amazing. That's what we love even more is that, you know, most drive-ins across the country, the ones that have survived, they're family drive-ins. They're passed on, very much a familial setting. And talking to you guys, it was so clear that you guys run your business the same exact way, which comes across so well on the social medias.
Oh, good. I'm glad to hear that it is. That is a goal of mine, is to make it more personal and not just this brand that's like begging you to buy them, but like you get, a nice cozy feeling when you think about Ricos and the items and want to support it.
Personality, that's what it's all about. Very few brands are able to kind of capture that with their audiences and in such a natural way. I think things like are happening on the Mahoning lot. That's the type of stuff that like breeds longevity for any business.
Absolutely. Totally agree.
And it's literally in your blood. Like you said, you have this Rico's heart, everything Rico's growing up. What are your memories as a kid? Like, I know that my kid is obsessed with the cartoon characters. Very easy in for a child. When did that get introduced? Was that a part of your life your whole run?
Yeah, the characters were there my whole life. It was actually, that trailer that y'all show was created by Walt Disney's team way back in the day, when they first came out. Obviously it's introducing the item to the snack bar concession stand type environment because people didn't know what it was. So that's been around my whole life. There was a period of our history where they weren't focused on quite as heavily as they are now, but they've definitely always been a present figure. For sure, Rico, I mean, his head is in our logo. Yeah. So I grew up drawing him like all the time.
Oh my gosh, I love it.
Drawing the head, and if the eyes weren't perfect, I would have to redo it because it didn't look right. I drew our logo. Like if I found some old school books, this is not great to admit, but I'm certain there are some Rico's logos in some of those books from class.
Oh, that is so amazing.
So all your classmates are trying to perfect like the Motley Crue logo or whatever their favorite band is, and you're like, they got to get the C in Rico's just right.
Well, it was like that S. What was that S way back?
The Stussy, totally. That's what
it was in Rico's logo. That was the goal, was to perfect.
That is too good. Well, it's so clear that you run the social medias and your job with such heart and lead with such heart. What's your kind of drive behind the social medias, which, by the way, we love following, and I know the Mahoning fans love following?
Oh, good. Thank you for saying that. I think it's just our brand is special, right? Like, and I know I'm biased, but this brand, this family, everything about it, all that we have survived, the family business itself is over 100 years old, starting when my great-great-grandfather got here from Sicily. So like, there's just so much history and story and like perseverance and not quitting. You just start to feel really, really good about it. And you want other people to understand that it is this family business with so much love and attention, and the formulas of all the products and what we put out there and the quality. And like, it's very important to us to have a very top quality product that people can afford, but also like you can enjoy with everyone you love, friends, family, whoever, right? Like at sporting events, random guy next to you at the baseball game, like y'all could enjoy nachos. It's an item that brings people together, and I think that's very important to us. We always joke, you're not at a funeral crying eating nachos usually. Like you're usually when you're eating any of our items.
It's sounding so familiar with our situation. We really do our best to try to represent what this business is and what it represents, and the fact that you guys have kind of gone the same route as us, where you lean into your roots. The fact, when did that happen? As far, you said that the characters weren't a focus for a while. When did you guys make the decision to be like, we have to lean into these retro characters?
I think more heavily when I started taking over in the marketing department, because you can see what a character can do and how it can bring somebody in. It, like you said, it gives it a personality. It gives it, it's exciting to follow. You see Rico, kids see it, and it's exciting. But like I said, they were always there minimally, but there's a few parts of our history where we kind of geared into a direction of trying to be something that maybe we were not. And I feel like once I had more of a voice and like how things would go, we went back to our roots, because that's who we are. Like, I don't want to pretend we're somebody we're not.
Sure.
So I think I wanted to just lean into who Rico's is and who it's always been, and our values and what's important to us and what matters. And those characters were it. They're fun. They're exciting.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
It's an exciting element of the business, and I just figured, why not push heavily on that? And then there's a lot of people that agreed with it, saying that they really need to be more present. So everyone being in line with that, and here they are.
Yeah.
Still being shown on all sorts of screens.
Stars of the Snack Bar. It's true. When did you guys decide to make Rico into a physical mascot? Did you guys have that for a long time? Is that something that kind of came later when social media became prevalent?
It was, I want to say I was in college when we got the first one.
And he'd literally go around, I guess, to special events.
Poor thing. He's still in our museum in the office. And now that you see what we have and then where he started, like he was a little bit scary.
It's like the first Big Bird when you see that.
Like you see him and you're just like, oh no, poor Rico. But I want to say it was probably around college time when we had it. And that's when we would really start pushing it. We got the truck done in 2010. So it was shortly after the mascot, and because we saw the way that people received it and how excited they were to see all of that.
Yeah.
And so once the mascot kind of ran its course in terms of usage, we upgraded and got 2 new ones now, so we can be in 2 places at once. Wow. But yeah, this one is much more Rico looking than the first one.
We do, like we said, we follow you on the socials. For folks who might not, what type of events do you guys do and have Rico involved with throughout the year?
We sponsor a lot of sporting teams in Texas. The Texas Rangers is where the nachos were first served in 76.
Yeah.
So that's a very important part of our history. And so we sponsor the Rangers, and they are kind enough to have a mural on their wall that showcases Rico's being a part of it. They have a timeline in the baseball stadium showing all the important aspects of Rangers history. And then 1976 is a picture of nachos. So it's really cool. So we sponsor them. We sponsor the Astros, the Cowboys, the Spurs, A&M, UT, and then the San Antonio FC, our USL soccer team here in San Antonio. So Rico gets to go to all the events that come with those partnerships.
Yeah.
We have activations at all of them, so he goes to those. We are huge supporters of Breakthrough T1D. It's our charity of choice. My grandmother was a type 1 diabetic. So we have been supporting the local chapter here pretty much since she was diagnosed when I was born. So a long time. And so he gets to go to those events and help out for their walk and different things. And then just different events around Texas. We have yet to venture out of Texas. This will be a first. So
I love it.
This is a big, I will tell you, this is a huge deal. But we've only ever done Texas, and it's just events that make sense for the item. And whatever this event is, it's obviously something that we also believe in and feel strongly about. We're not going to partner with things that don't align with us, and where we know that honestly kids are going to be and families are going to be, and they're going to be excited to see him.
It's really a perfect marriage, you know, the natural growth of this character on our lot and just our natural discovery of what you guys do, and then having you guys on the podcast and being involved throughout the last couple seasons. This is just a perfect situation for us. And we talked about last year we had Paris Them and Mike TV of Willy Wonka come out, and our thought is, hey, we'll go through the surviving Wonka kids and make that a big kind of shining sell of the opening weekend. But we were talking about it, joking about it almost. Like, who is the king? Who would blow people's minds if we got them here? And it's like, there's nobody bigger.
That makes me so happy.
Oh, it's going to be such a blast. I want to let the folks know, because a lot of our regulars listen to this podcast. What can they expect? Obviously, the truck, it's amazing. Rico, amazing. Are you guys bringing along? People keep asking, like, hey, will there be merch? Can we buy things? Like, it's a rabid fan base, and that is where they're coming from.
Yes, I will make sure that we have merch that people can buy. 100%.
Yes. Oh, so excited. Our crew is going to just go.
Every year, Rico's is very generous in donating things for our raffles and our giveaways at the theater, and especially at the end of the last season where there was this gigantic box of Rico's merch, and everybody on the staff wanted the stuff as desperately as the customers did.
Oh, they were salivating, yeah.
Because you guys do such a fantastic job with the apparel and the tchotchkes, and I mean, like I have one of the Rico for President bumper stickers on my fridge right now. It's just, it's stuff that so wonderfully represents the fun and the spirit of the brand and the products. So you probably cannot bring too much stuff.
I promise we will find a way to get as much as we can there.
Oh, we're so excited. So obviously this is the drive-in podcast. We have to ask you about your past with drive-ins. Hopefully you were blessed, whether as a child or as you got older, to go to drive-ins. Any memories?
Oh, for sure. My kindergarten best friend, who's still my best friend to this day, was one of 9 children. And so I don't know if this is good or bad to admit, but we would go to the drive-in with her family, and like half the children would hide in the bed of a truck.
Yes, that's the go-to memory.
Pulling through, and then like you park and you see the movies, and then everyone pops up and we watch the movie. And I always thought like that was the coolest thing. Like, oh my gosh, I just snuck into the drive-in.
Cleverly disguised as sacks of potatoes.
Exactly. No one would know, right? There's multiple children hiding in the back of that truck. But I loved going with them. They were like my second family. So those are some of my very favorite drive-in movies, was being with them.
Yeah, there's something about it when you're a kid. It captures your heart. We see it every single night, people coming out and discovering what the drive-in is all about. It's not a hard thing to sell, especially when you're a youngster. It's like total freedom.
Yep, exactly.
Thing.
Do you remember the name of any of the drive-ins that you went to?
I don't. It was one here in San Antonio. I want to say maybe Mission Drive-In. That kind of sounds familiar.
Yeah.
It was here in San Antonio, though.
You guys will be out on April 10th and 11th. Can you talk a little bit about the Ricos Products truck and how this came about?
So it's literally just a 4-door Chevy truck with a big tray of nachos in the bed of it that we drive around. It hauls our trailer and our food truck that we have to all the different events. And then honestly, I would drive it around sometimes at lunchtime downtown San Antonio by the Alamo and other places, because it is hilarious watching people's reaction.
So like, am I seeing what I'm seeing?
Well, they like run up to your window and they try to take a picture real quick before you drive off. The light changes, and it's just, you feel like a rock star for a little bit. It's really cool.
Oh, that is.
They come running at you with chips in hand, trying to dip out of the bed.
Well, they're yelling, like, give me some nachos. I'm like, I'm so sorry. I'm just driving. Like, I've got nothing. It was a cool thing that an agency here in town suggested to us when we were using them a long time ago. And so we did it with them. And that's when the event started with the truck. And we just have never stopped doing it. The truck's still doing its thing, still in great shape. So make it last as long as we can.
Such a great addition. You know, something that really, again, is a perfect extension of the brand.
For sure.
So I know, Mark, we went to our audience, which is the biggest of the Ricos fans. Are there any appropriate questions that they gave us?
I'll censor the one that's not. Sarah says, were you surprised to discover that Rico has a cult following at a drive-in theater in Pennsylvania?
Very much so, yes. And it still makes me laugh when I see people that get the tattoos of Rico.
Oh my God, it's so many people.
I haven't even gotten one of those yet, and I'm wondering why it's taken me this long.
Dedication, you know, that's some dedicated love.
I love it. Yes, I was surprised in a very, very good way.
We had a tattoo artist set up at one of our shows that had multiple vendors, and I believe one of the tattoo options was Rico.
That's so cool.
Austin Berkey asks, will you ever make vegan cheese dip?
Oh, I don't think so. It's hard. And cost-wise, it's hard. And shelf-stable-wise, it gets a little hard. But I think we're going to stay true to who we are with our formulas. I can't see us deviating from that.
Right.
One of our regulars, Tom Soroka, asks, has anyone ever bathed in Rico's cheese? I guess this is to your knowledge.
There is, oh God, what was that show called? But he's like the last guy on Earth. Maybe it's called The Last Man on Earth.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
With
Will Forte.
Yes, that's it. So there's a scene in there, because I watched that show for a little bit, where he is in a tub of cheese, and I tweeted at him, calling out Rico's, like saying I hope it's Rico's, and he like reshared it or something. So that could have been Rico's.
Wow.
Maybe that could have happened.
So we have one unconfirmed report.
I'm going to say it was Rico's. We're just going to claim that one.
Okay, we'll just call it Rico's.
There was a time when I had a boss in marketing that made me pretend like I was sitting in a bathtub of nachos. So does that count?
Sure. And
Photoshop.
Definitely count.
never rule that out as some kind of a future promotional stunt at a baseball game.
I'm telling you,
Yeah.
that was a good one. And then there's pictures of me in like a number 10 can of cheese, like jumping that they used at trade shows. It was a weird time.
That's entertainment.
I'm telling you, they'll get you to do anything.
One of our regulars and friends, Wes, asks, are the rumors true that Rico was once a real boy, but he was bitten by a radioactive cheese wedge and then became the cheese hero we all know and love? That was a lot of work.
I wish I could say yes to that because that's a good backstory.
Future comic book idea.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
He likes to draw comics, so maybe I'll give him the task of creating that.
Oh, that would be so good. Or a coloring book. Have you guys ever done a coloring book?
We have, yeah. We've got a coloring book. I'll bring
my
some.
gosh. My kid is going to eat it up. I love it.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Don't eat the coloring book. Krista, our projectionist, asks, is Rico's the company or anyone working for it in possession of any film elements of their old drive-in concession ads?
Yes. I have 2 containers in my office, these big metal containers that have film in it that I'm scared to death to open or do anything with. But it is the original film. Yes. We have all of
Wow. Those are coveted. Those are super coveted.
that. I know.
Yeah.
That's why I'm scared to mess them up.
Yeah, it's like intermission reels at the drive-in because they play every single night. So they get a lot of run time, a lot of wear and tear over time. And we always say it, we hold our Rico snipes very close because they run every night. Sometimes more than once a night. So
Yep.
Okay. Adam says, less a question, more a merch request. A Hawaiian shirt with all the Rico's characters' faces as the elements.
Ooh.
He says maybe you could sell them exclusively first at the Mahoning merch building. That's a pretty cool idea.
Listen, I love that.
Yeah.
Yes, we will figure that out somehow. I gave my husband a shirt with my kids' faces on it, so there's got to be a way to do it with the Rico's
Oh,
characters.
100%. You know, I could see the luau themed event right now.
Yeah, that's a great suggestion. I like that.
Oh, super cool.
Doug Hess says, my son Henry, age 7, asks, who is Rico's mommy?
Oh, I don't know how to answer that.
Yeah, a deep origin story is what they're really wanting.
I don't know who Rico's mommy is, but I'm sure she's a wonderful lady.
And as Doug says, my wife Emily, who's 34, asks who animated the Rico's Nachos commercial, but you already answered that there was original Disney animators, which is fantastic.
Yes, very cool story.
Bruce Tomaszewski says, how does Rico stay so fit?
He walks a lot. Big walker.
That's
I was
right.
going to say, from all the video, you can barely keep Rico still.
I know. He definitely is always on the move, 100% getting 10,000 steps a day.
Is there such a thing as too much Rico's nacho cheese in one sitting? I think legally you can't say that there is such a thing.
There's not. It doesn't exist.
That's right. Even a bathtub full.
No.
Exactly.
Some might say that's a good start.
Yeah. I mean, the options are endless with it.
The Legend Beck asks, would you be down to make a commercial remake at the Mahoning with the roaring fans to cheer him on?
Wow.
That'd be cool. That would be cool if we could figure that out.
For sure. I mean, definitely when you guys are out, we should try to shoot as much as we can because it's just a perfect crossover and opportunity and setting.
Absolutely. I agree.
And finally, Bruce Tomaszewski once again asks, has Rico ever been married or must he remain single in his role?
He's a very busy man. It's hard to keep up with him.
I'm telling you. There is. People are like really wanting this built out story. I imagine them all on the lot and just because they have so much time, they start talking and like, what do you think?
But you know
How
what?
did Rico come to be? Who's Rico's dad?
One day, many years ago, I believe Andrew, who used to be our chef at the theater, wrote a song called The Ballad of Rico.
Oh my gosh, that's
And
right.
I remember Virgil performing it one night in the snack bar when there were no customers around. And it was like this dramatic Southwest tale. It was like a legend of the Old West, but it was about Rico.
Wow, we got to find that video.
Love to hear that. That would be, maybe that's the story we need to start telling.
I love it. I love it.
This
so
ridiculous podcast is the genesis for Rico's legend just expanding to the horizon.
much. The Ballad of Rico.
Next 3 years to come.
So good. As you can tell, we're going to have such a great time together. Thank you so much for accepting the invitation. We know it was such like a huge ask to be like, hey, you want to drive across the country and hang out at a drive-in for the weekend?
No, this actually, like, we have been talking about needing to get up there. Like, we were very excited that y'all keep asking and that we were able to make it work, especially with this year being the 50-year anniversary of Nachos.
Yes.
So it was not a more perfect time to make it work and get up there than like the year that we are celebrating the creation of this, that, you know, that my grandpa did.
That's amazing. It's a celebration.
It is.
So obviously on the lot, the cheese is the king, you know. What other products are standouts for you guys? Because I know it's such a wide range.
We do. We've got a lot of things. And obviously with the cheese, you have to have the nacho chips, which are the perfect thickness. My grandpa engineered the thickness to not get soggy when you put cheese on them. Like, when I say he created the concept of concession nachos, like every element of it, the thickness of the chips, the consistency of the cheese and the flavor, cutting the jalapenos in that like sliced, I mean the ring shape versus the slice, all that. So those three things together, those are big for us. That's our
the trifecta.
That's it. That's the word I was looking for. I said trilogy. That's not it. And then we've got popcorn. We've been making popcorn longer than nachos have been in existence. It was one of our first items along with snow cone syrups. So popcorn's very special to us. We got a lot of flavors in store. And then we do seasoned chips, and we do pickle in a pouch. We do jalapenos in a jar. So many snow cone syrups. I think there's like 46, 48 flavors of snow cone syrup that I actually had to spend an entire summer once testing to make sure the thickness was perfect, because my grandpa, again, in his genius, only wanted a concessionaire to have to do 1.5 pumps out of the gallon. And within 30 seconds, the syrup would go from the top to the bottom. And if it went faster than that or slower, then I had to tell him so we could address the xanthan gum within the formula to make it perfect. Because he always wanted the concessionaire could make money. And it drove him crazy when he would see people pumping like 3 of them and then just handing over a cup of syrup. He's like, do you know how much money they're losing when they could just
concession science?
Yeah. So that everything was well thought out with him for these items. And again, the cheese used to be called the profit maker because it was a condensed, and you mixed it with water or jalapeno juice or whatever, and you got 50% more cheese. And so that concessionaire was able to sell half a can more of product and only one can. So he was very conscious of the fact that they need to make money and created items that assisted with that.
That's so amazing. So I don't want to take all the time. Mark, do you have any questions?
Well, you know, I think we've addressed most of the queries that I had, but there was one more question I wanted to ask that we ask of everybody here. If you could craft a double feature at the Mahoning Drive-In of 2 movies, regardless of the financial ruin that might ensue from your choices, that represented an ideal Ricos cheesy double feature, what 2 movies would you pick?
Well, I have thought about this because I'm really bad at, like, I love movies, but you ask me a movie and I like blank. So I thought
the one
about
with
this.
that person in it. Yep.
Yeah, the one with it that was great. You know, that one. My first go-to was like Heath Ledger, like the ultimate 10 Things I Hate About You.
Wow, yes.
I love Lords of Dogtown. So those 2.
Oh, I love that movie.
Yeah, those 2 would be awesome. But then also, like, anything with Jacob Elordi, I would sit, a week and watch them all in a row. So, like, people out there.
That is perfect. Absolutely perfect. You know, 10 Things I Hate About You gets requested a lot at the Mahoning.
I love that movie. I could watch it over and over and never get tired of it.
Yeah, for a certain era, it's like it was the go-to for a lot of people. We'll have to find a way to make that happen.
Yeah.
Well, obviously, with such a social presence that we've been talking about for this episode, we'd be remiss if you didn't let the audience know where they could find you, whether it's social media or website.
So you can find us, obviously, on our website, ricos.com. And you can purchase some of the items off of our website, too. We do have a buy now option, which is new for us. So you are able to purchase it from the site and get it shipped wherever you are. And then we have Instagram, X, Pinterest, Facebook, and TikTok, all under Ricos Products.
Give them a follow, guys. I'm telling you, if you're a fan of the Mahoning and the way that we represent our brand, you're certainly going to love what Ricos does on their socials. Always entertaining. Thank you so much for making the time for the podcast. And again, accepting this crazy idea to have you guys come out to the Mahoning lot, but I know it is going to be literally the perfect weekend.
We are very, very excited and feel very blessed to have the opportunity to be out there with all of y'all.
Match made in heaven, guys. As I mentioned, April 10th and 11th, you guys can get your tickets now at mahoningdit.com. And I can't stress it enough. Go give Ricos some love. Check them out on the social medias. Give them all the support because they deserve it. All right, Megan, thank you so much. Give all of our love to the Ricos family and the team and all that they do.
I will for sure. Thank y'all.
All right, we'll see you in a couple weeks. And on that note, Jeff, take it away, my friend.
Ladies and gentlemen, thanks again for coming out tonight to the Mahoning Drive-In Theater. We hope you'll come back and see us again real soon. The exit is on the right-hand side of the screen at the front of the field, and most importantly, have a very safe trip home. Good night, and God bless you.
See?